Okay, we're going to do question 7 from this supplementary exam of 2020. And here we go in the diagram. B, C, and D are in the same horizontal plane. So that triangle is in one horizontal plane. And AD is a vertical point going straight up, anchored by two cables. These are the two cables, X and 5 here. Looks like the angles of elevation from B to C, from B to C, from B and C up to the top of the pole are theta. So in this right angle triangle, it's theta from B up to A, and 2 theta up to from C, the angle of elevation up to A. Okay. AB is 5 units and AC is X units. Show that X equals 5 over 2 cosine theta. Well, this looks like this 5 and this X are tied up in right angle triangle things. All we got to do, this is the link between the two triangles AD. All we've got to do is use SOHCAHTOA, use basic right angle triangle trigonometry, and we should come up with the right stuff. Like, for instance, here's theta, and you just go, I don't know what AD is, but I know 5 is the hypotenuse of this triangle. So it's true that the sine of theta equals AD over 5. Now, I solve for AD, just multiply by 5, and that's a pretty useful thing. I've got a way of looking at AD. Well, now let's look at this right angle triangle. This is kind of a nice question because it's pretty straightforward. The sine of 2 theta is this same AD, which is opposite, over the hypotenuse, which is X. Well, here's another way of looking at AD. We just multiply the X. Now we have 2 ways of looking at AD. Now, AD is the link between the two triangles. That's how this stuff is all done. There's always a link, well, at least always. And so you let them equal each other. So that's what we'll do. We'll let them equal each other. So we get that AD they did a little bit before. They went, okay, that's sine 2 theta, but sine 2 theta is 2 sine theta cos theta. That's an identity on your sheet. But now we can let these two things equal each other. The x 2 sine theta cos theta can equal the 5 sine theta because they both equal AD. I would have done this part next. I just, 2 x sine 2 theta and then replace it with 2 sine theta cos theta. Now, hey, we can divide by this whole thing. What are we trying to show what x is? So we just divide by 2 sine theta cos theta. Well, the sine thetas cancel. And hey, this is exactly what we were looking for. 5 over 2 cos theta. Now I hope that works for you. It's kind of straightforward, this one. Remember the link AD between the two triangles. Okay, let's take a look at this. Calculate the length of BC if it's given that BAC is 112 degrees. So this is this triangle that's lying flat at an angle here, It's 112 degrees between them. And this angle here is 30 degrees. Well, that if I knew this angle, and I know what x is because they've told me that this is 30 degrees, the cosine of 30 degrees. So what I can do is put 30 degrees in there, 5 over 2 times the cosine of 30, that's x. Well, if I've got x and I've got 5 and I've got the angle in between, it's time for the cos rule, where you go a squared plus b squared, so you square the two sides, minus 2 times the sides multiplied together, times the cosine of the angle in between. Well, just put that in your calculator and you'll get b squared. And square root that answer, and you've got yourself BC. Not so hard. It's just cos rule. That's all they're using. You can hope they give a question like this in a way because, it's pretty basic. You see 2 sides, an angle in between, it's got to be cos rule. Square the 2 sides minus the 2 sides multiplied together times the cosine of the angle in between them. And that's the cos rule.